So cars that arose at 2. The race wins on your left-hand side there. John Bow, 97. Then it's daylight back to Stephen Johnson. Albeit he's only been in the category for a little over 3 seasons now. So it's pretty impressive when you see those numbers. If you've just joined our coverage, we just had the qualifying for the ECB Super Utes with a light sprinkle of rain around the mountain. The clouds are gathering. But for now, the Thunder is on the track as they come out of Murray's to take the green flag. 20 rows of Touring Car Masters ready to blast off here for the first race of the weekend, and it starts now on the mountain.
Wheel spin, massive wheel spin for Johnson. Harris trying to thread the eye of the needle. 26,000 horsepower going into Hell Corner. What a start, Roll Harris.
They get the white line at the start there. Everybody filters through. Harris was the big mover. He'll go side by side. It's going to be the battle of the brave as we head up mountain straight for the first time. Look at the water on the windscreen already. As everybody hustles for positions, Harris will take the lead into Blundstone Bend for the first time. 41 cars, bumper panels between McGill. Car going off the track, it's Andrew Fisher. Fisher into the tyre wall.
Hopefully he can grab reverse and drag that car out without any interruptions to the race. He's jumped into the Holden Tirana. That's Jim Policina's second car. The Falcon with some damage after the last round. John Bow, really tricky conditions. Stephen Johnson's car just burst into wheel spin off the line. And Roll Harris got a brilliant launch. This is massive, Matt.
No way. He's going to do this. Side by side across the mountain. They stay side by side. It's lap 1. They continue to stay side by side. Have you ever seen anything like this before? I dare not. And he takes the lead. That was impressive.
That's the move of the year. You don't go side by side at McPhillamy Park when there's light rain at Mount Panorama. That is an extraordinary bit of driving from 2 very high-class racing car drivers.
I know it's only 5 to 8 Friday morning. That'll be hard to beat. That was incredible. Just stayed there the whole way across the top of the mountain and got the job done on the way down the skyline. Johnson back into the lead.
Wow, that's me done. I'm out. Not going to beat that, are we? That is extraordinary. So here's Conrod straight for the first time. Fastest speed recorded yesterday, 304 k's an hour, and it could well have been that Pine-Pack Falcon. Anderson with a great run. He's got past run, and now he's challenging John Bow. The approach speed at the chase is pretty rapid, and even Bow had a little bit of a moment through the kink. So the Kiwi cars, they've got a bit more straight line motivation, and they're about 10 k's an hour quicker down the chute than the Painter Dixon Touring Car Masters cars. That's great for Andrew Fisher. He's out of the fence at Griffin's Bend.
Long way down the field now, at least half a lap. Well, that was lap 1. Can they do it for the next 5 laps around here? Johnson, your leader. Harris second. Aaron Seaton drops back now into 4th position. So we head up mountain straight for the second time. And now Anderson has the speed at carrying down Conrod Straight, zips on by with power to burn in the Pine-Pack Falcon.
Well, it's probably got 250 more horsepower than John Bow's thing. Even the 5-litre Chev in the Holden Tirana, which should have 650 horsepower, she'll be down a little bit to that Kiwi muscle car. That's extraordinary. Down the inside, that's the other Anderson entry, the Mustang, looking to go up the inside. So a little bit further up, Hugh Gardner has been racing his way up the field in car 15, qualified 5th. You've got Aaron Seaton on the run into turn 1. So that car's got some serious pace at the moment. And Alan Bouchin, who had a fuel pressure issue in the Mercury Comet yesterday, is linking back into the pit lane. It's still one of the most popular cars in the paddock.
Across the top of the mountain we go on lap number 2. So Bow, he's got Paul Freestone just behind. Cameron Tilley is next. Then it's Bruce Williams and Tim Policina. The 2 Tiranas through McPhillamy Park. Great camera angle that we saw yesterday down the hill through Skyline. I'm still trying to get over what just happened on the first lap.
You don't do that.
No, you don't.
It doesn't happen. McPhillamy Park is not an overtaking zone.
Stevie J will say to you, yeah, it does.
Yeah, clearly he will. and you've got to give massive credit to Roll Harris as well, because he gave him racing room. But remember, 1,600 plus kilo race car, 700 horsepower more or less, depending on who you talk to. Greasy racetrack, cold tyres opening up the race. And here goes Anderson again, and Marcus Akanovic as well, with a great run on Ryan Hansford on the run to the kink. So there'll be 2 by 2 here. Cam Mason will drop the spot. That Alan Moffat Breed 33 replica that has been very fast this weekend, qualified inside the top 10.
Close between Hansford and Anderson. So the two Falcons on the charge here. Marcus Sukanovic inside the top 10, runs in 7th position. Hansford argues back at Murray's corner. In the multi-spares Tirana for Peters Motorsport. This gives him a don't argue. Oh, that was close contact on the exit. It's lap number 3 of this race. Bow about to be passed by Freestone.
Oh, no.
Is that Garwood slowing down?
No, it's Gardner.
Gardner, sorry.
The Kiwi, he was up to second. He got Roll Harris. He was chasing Stephen Johnson down. That is a massive shame. He was a contender. He was catching the race leader.
He was great in practice and qualifying yesterday as well. That drops him down the order. Hopefully that car can get back around the track. Down the hill and up towards Blundstone Bend. Halfway home in this amazing race. It's only race number 1 of the Painter Dixon Touring Car Masters. Andy Jones, you don't see people pass across the top of the mountain like that.
Not like that in these conditions, boys. That was awesome. Absolutely awesome. We're still buzzing from it. Went and caught up with Al Balgin in that Mercury Comet and quizzed him. He said, look, we've just lost oil pressure from this really iconic car. So unfortunately for Al, he's going to spend the rest of this race in the pit lane.
That's a shame. Still some more racing to come up this weekend. We'll take a look at the replay of the race start, but I think the top of the mountain was where it was at for this one. This was heading down the straight. There's a lot of water on the windscreen.
And I noticed Bresso hasn't used the wiper. A, 1960s wiper technology, not brilliant. And B, I think he might be worried it could be oil, and if he puts the windscreen wiper on, it just smears everywhere. And that would just reduce his vision even more so. That was his run out of Hell Corner. He boxed in there in the 69 Camaro, VDC-sponsored car, Sydney driver. Always a contender at Mount Panorama. Bresso's got a great track record here. That's where he got past Foggy on the run-up into Turn 2. This is what happened to Andrew Fisher. We'll try and pick out the Tirana in the midst of all this. So there was contact with McGill, the 135 Kiwi Camaro, and poor old Andy had nowhere to go. The Jesus Racing car just ended up in the tyres. Fortunately, able to extract himself.
Last on the scene, wasn't he? And this was coming down Conrod Straight just a few moments ago. The two Falcons spread out. That was Anderson just getting the dirt, while the Z-Man pulled out on Hansford to make the move. It was a flying formation of Falcons down Conrod Straight.
Anderson was doing Hansford off the road. So there's some big names that have dropped out of this motor race. To say Anderson doing the Bathurst Regional Council is solid by blowing the side of the truck clear.
Yes.
The side pipes on that remarkable Falcon. So that's a real shame for Hansford. He's a contender for the Pro-Am class and key contender in the championship this year. Not sure what's gone on. That team had a very successful test day at Queensland Raceway recently, getting some race pace. They've been really struggling over a distance. Unfortunately, they're not going to find out if it worked today because he's parked on the side of the road.
That car's parked at the top of Salmon Park while the battle for second and third races with Angus Fogg sitting behind this group of cars in Bressington. We'll go back to Mason. Here's Bow and Freestone. The two Tiranas still attacking each other, of Policina and Bruce Williams. We'll go back to Brett Yilden. Great to see him back in the field in car 56, the Yilden name in Mount Panorama. The rest of the field just working their way through. In fact, we're back to nearly 2 minutes to the last car.
See the Dodge go through the shot there in Turn 2. That Dodge had a good look at that car last night. Pure white livery, no sponsorship on it. That's Nick Ross. It's an unbelievably cool looking race car. Want one of those in TCM full time, please.
Nick Ross, of course, runs the New Zealand V8 Touring Car Championship on a regular basis. Down the hill with Anderson, Sukanovic going with him. This is lap 4 of 6. Race number 1 at the Painter Dixon Touring Car Masters here at the Super Cheap Auto Bathurst 1000.
Fastest man on the racetrack at the moment, P6, car 171. Anderson, the XE Falcon, 217.87. It's not that far off the lap record. It's only 4 tenths off. So even though the conditions are tricky, there's really good pace in the circuit at the moment, and Johnson going quicker now. Harris is on a really good lap. Seaton on a good lap. So there's some pace in the circuit despite these conditions.
And not just that, they may be fast, but it's Angus Fogg with the quickest speed down the track for the second lap in succession. It's 303 kilometres an hour. Well, this was happening down too in the chase. Battle now is on. We just caught that as Seaton came in to make the move on Harris. He repays him on the exit of the chase. 303 kilometres an hour. Stop it.
It's cool, isn't it? What a great motor race. So So this car amongst the fastest on the circuit. 18.0 for Johnson, 18.8 for Harris, but in a fight with Seaton. Angus Fogg quick, 18.2, that's his personal best lap. Anderson 18.9, didn't get that final sector right. But there's still plenty of speed. Gee, the Trans-Tasman race on Sunday is going to be an absolute belter because these New Zealand cars, as the weekend goes on and they come to connect with Mount Panorama, getting faster and faster. And that's one of the coolest things I've seen today. Amongst a lot of them in this race, 2 flames out of each pipe on that Angus Fogg car on the gear change at the top of Mountain Straight.
It's an absolute weapon, isn't it? And then now he's really these 2 guys ahead. Seaton glued to the back of Ryle Harris, who just stepped out of his Mazda BT50, the East Coast Bull Bar Super Ute Series. He's tied for that series with Tom Alexander, with race number 1 to come up later today here at Mount Panorama. Closing stages of what's been a truly remarkable Touring Car Masters race. With that first lap pass through this part of the circuit, but right now the battle's for 2nd, 3rd and 4th.
And this is the ebb and flow of the battle that we see between the Aussie TCM cars and the Kiwi cars in the field. That they give away a little bit across the top of Mount Panorama, but they're better up and down the hill. But if Angus Fogg stays within shooting distance of Aaron Seaton when they get down to Conrod Straight, he's going to be way past by the time he gets to the chase. Aaron Seaton's car's a 302 Ford V8, so the 5-litre engine, 350 in the Camaro, so it's got a bit more grunt. Mustang lighter as a byproduct of having a lower capacity engine. But watch Fogg here. He's going to reel these guys in because last time he was 19 kilometres an hour quicker than Aaron Seaton when they got to the speed trap.
Here he comes. And now Seaton, phantom look, into the chase. It's just 297.
Yeah, that's terrible, isn't it? Not even
slowed right up.
Well, I think he had to lift because Aaron, and these cars punch a pretty significant hole in the air, so Aaron got a really good toe off the back of Ryle Harris, which gave him a straight line speed boost, so he could stay up behind the EFS Camaro. Ryle Harris just jumped out of a Super Ute, by the way. Can you imagine the difference in driving one to the other? And it would be so fundamentally different that it's probably not even that challenging to do it.
No.
Because it's a steering wheel and a gear stick, and that's about the only similarity.
Saw a quick glance of Hugh Gardner's car parked up on the curb there at the side of Hell Corner, so his race did come to an end as now Anderson pulls out to make the move on the charge up Mountain Straight. He'll do this with power to burn before he gets to the hill, while Harris and Fogg has got in between these 2. Going into Blundstone Bend, final lap now.
And he's just put a massive dent in the lap record, Angus Fogg. 2:16.22. He's taken 1.2 seconds out of John Bow's existing benchmark. This Mustang is getting faster and faster as the race goes on.
And full second, quicker than Ryle Harris on the previous lap.
There's a real shot of getting Ryle when they get to Conrod Straight. With that kind of speed, he's as good a chance as any. 55.4 to the first split for Johnson. Fogg 55.5, so only gave away a tenth on the run up the hill. Anderson hanging on a little bit. Run to McPhillamy Park.
Hasn't a shot been called to watch the past couple of days, particularly on lap number 1. Down the hill for the final time. Anderson and Fogg, they've been the excitement machines in the latter part of this race. Down through the Cooper's Dipper. Johnson's lead is just under 2 seconds. He's got another 8 tenths back to Fogg. Down the hill. We're watching the battle for 5th and 6th position. Bressington might not be able to compete with the Falcon down Conrod Straight though.
Well, and this is a real worry for the Aussie cars in the field because Fogg's worked out the top of Mount Panorama. He's worked out Ryle Harris as well. Dispatches him before the first crest on Conrod. He was the quickest across the top of the hill last time by. 303 k's an hour again at the speed trap at Conrod Straight. And Foggy gets himself up to 2nd place in full short of Stephen Johnson, who's going to grab another win, Matt Nolte. But what a drive. Huge for the championship for Johnson to extend his series lead. A great show this has been.
And it went right down to the final corner, and Johnson picks up another win. The gap first to third was less than 1 second in the end. In an incredible race here for the first of 4 in the Painter-Dixon Touring Car Masters. Anderson holds off from Bressington, and it was still on Zakanovic getting Mason. Bow at the end of the line there for 8th position. Bow 9th, Bruce Anderson home for 10th position. A fastest lap, 2:16.22. And here's what we were talking about if you just joined our coverage.
This is the best bit of racing I've seen all year. Wheel to wheel, narrow, blind, fast, treacherous bit of road, and it was really greasy because there was light drizzle.